Of our chakra series. Today is all about the throat chakra, and this is the Vishuddha, and it is I speak. So, this chakra, of course, is located in the throat, but it's also located throughout the neck, the shoulders, the ears, the mouth, the collarbone, and it's connected to the thyroid and the parathyroid. So our throat is associated with the color blue, like a sky blue, kind of like what I'm wearing today. You can go a little bit darker too. So behind me, you see my chakra paintings. That's a little bit darker of a color, but it varies. And this chakra develops at around age 7 to 12 years. It is our space where we help, it helps us create expression and have creative expression. And then it's also, of course, our communication skills, our listening skills, finding your voice, finding your own voice, and it gives us the right to speak and be heard. So, when we develop the throat chakra between those ages, those are the ages where you really do kind of find your own voice. You find your own identity. Kids do start listening better around those ages generally. And this is a space where we really learn how to communicate more easily about ourselves and just in general, and have more creative expression during those ages. So when the throat is out of harmony, we might have a difficulty speaking our truth or expressing ourselves. We feel silenced and judged for what we say. We might feel out of alignment with who we are and feel out of touch with our will to live, really. I see the throat chakra as a big block for so many people. I think it's probably pretty common because we were always told as children, shut up, no, you don't have an opinion, or told by others, like, get shut down very quickly. And we don't get to express ourselves fully. We also have a difficulty if it's blocked or is unaligned or unbalanced. I have a difficulty putting feelings into words, and you might be more shy or have a weak voice. If it's in excess, so if your throat chakra is super open, you might gossip more or be really dominating over others, cutting people off in conversations, not able to listen, or you talk too much. You might know some people like that. We have some physical issues in the throat, so things that might come up that show us there's an imbalance would be tightness in the jaw, disorders within the neck, so tight neck. I always see really tight shoulders on people, and that's where we kind of carry things because we can't express it all. We might have issues with our ears, our voice. We have a raspy voice, swollen glands a lot, issues draining the lymph nodes, thyroid problems, TMJ, ulcers. So those are just some of the physical symptoms that might come forward with a blocked throat chakra. When it comes to mental issues that come from a blocked throat chakra, we have that our strength of will is reduced, or our personal expression is not able to fully express oneself, might not have the ability to follow one's dreams. And so on opposite, if it's open and balanced, then you might be more apt to follow your dreams, use your personal power to create, ability to have choice and capacity and make decisions. If it's blocked, there might be addictions or judgment or criticism, issues with faith as well, or having faith. So when our throat is in balance and good relation, then we are good listeners. We're ready to receive without criticism or judgment. So if you can, you say, yeah, I'm a good listener, but when when you hear somebody saying something like, I didn't really like how your tone was in that, do you get defensive? Or are you able to fully receive what they say, internalize, and change how that tone is then represented in the next time you have a conversation? So we have to kind of be mindful of like, yes, I can hear, but are you really hearing? And are you really receiving what that person says and how they're really feeling? Or are you getting that defensiveness that comes forward? Because generally that shows us that the chakra is still a little out of alignment. But if it's in balance, you're going to be a good listener. Your voice will resonate. You'll have a good sense of timing, have a clear communication. You'll live creatively. So you're going to have that creative flow. We also have a really strong will to live with a throat chakra that's open, and we're able to follow our dreams. We also speak the truth when we say what we mean, and we mean what we say. But we also express ourselves easily and creatively and authentically. We also listen to our inner voice and have a balance between silence and speech. We balance this chakra through many different ways. So I'll get into that. But one thing that comes up with being able to speak your truth, there's also, again, it's communicating properly. So it's being able to say no or speak your truth or being able to be heard without doing so in a malicious or in a malintent way. We want to be able to express ourselves in a way that can be heard in a deeper emotional level rather than through an expressive, anger on unbalanced emotional level. So just keep that in mind when you're communicating, when you like, well, I'm communicating, but are you taking into account how the other person might receive you as well? So if you're having an issue with somebody, let's just give an example just for funsies. Let's say you have an issue with a coworker, and they're kind of closed off, and they're very quick to judge, and they're very snippy. And you want to be able to communicate, hey, when you do these things, it just makes me feel really uncomfortable. I'd like to work through this with you. But you know that when you have that conversation with them, they're not going to actually receive the information from you. They generally kind of like are quick to go, knock it off, leave me alone, I don't care. They're not able to actually hear or receive what you're saying. And that can cause a block within our chakra as well, because we want to be able to be received and understood. So this is where we start doing some healing around that, because we can't change or fix or do anything to change another person so that they hear us, right? That's going to be their own journey. But what we can do is work on our own communication and work on releasing anything that might have been left unsaid. So we do this by journaling. This is my number one go-to with clients is let's get a journal out, because there's so much that we don't get to say throughout the day. I think we stuff things in, we don't say it out loud. So getting on paper is really, really therapeutic, and it helps release those things that you need to clear from the throat chakra. Storytelling is also a really great way to work on the throat. Doing massage around the neck and shoulders helps open it up as well. Doing lymphatic drainage. So it's kind of the rage right now, if you see all over the videos, but that you can get into your lymphatic termi here on your collarbone and do a couple pumps. And then you will do a little drainage from here, from your ears down, and just pulling the lymphatic fluid down through your lymph nodes, and you can drain it here. You also have drainage points and lymph node points within the armpits and under the belly and in the groin. Not here to go through all that, but just know that that is a part of the process too. This draining of the lymphs are really good for the throat. Um, Other really great things for the throat: singing, chanting, toning, humming. Anything that we can get to reverb the throat is really amazing. Really helps open it up and clear it out. Another thing that we can do is practice silence if we're in excess. So going on a silent retreat, or having a day of just not speaking for a while. Maybe that's a way to have you do some inner reflection. And am I gossiping too much? Am I speaking poorly of somebody too much? Am I having too much judgment come forward? Maybe it's a time for you to zip it and have like quiet reflection time. One other thing that I love recommending with my clients is letter writing. So this is where maybe again you've had a volatile relationship with somebody and you haven't been able to express exactly how you feel. Maybe it's an ex, and you didn't get to really have resolve within the relationship, and you weren't able to fully express yourself. Write a letter to that ex, and just everything that you can think of, everything that affected you, how you're feeling, what's going on, and then burn it. Bring it outside, put it in your fireplace, however you need to do to safely burn it, but just burn it. This is very cathartic and helpful too during the new moon, because that's about releasing and letting go. So if you have a new moon coming up, we don't have one for a couple more weeks, but when you have a new moon coming up, you could do a whole journaling, letter writing, and release what no longer serves you. So that's a really great way to start clearing out the throat. Crystals that you could use for the throat obviously would be anything that's kind of the teal color, sort of turquoise, aquamarine, sodalite, lapis lazuli. I'm wearing Larimar. That's one of my favorite stones. I love Larimar. Great for communication and keeping you calm. And then essential oils would be lavender, rosemary, frankincense, chamomile, clary sage. Sage and sandalwood are really great too. They're good grounding energy for your throat. So now we're going to take a moment and get in touch with our throat chakra. So I invite you to, again, go ahead and close your eyes, take a moment. Please do not do this while you're driving. Obviously, we want you to be safe. So take a moment and just close your eyes, and let's get in touch with the throat chakra. So if you need to, you can place your hands like around your throat, like cupping. If that helps for you to come into a space of like feeling the energy within the throat chakra. And as you breathe into the throat, I just want you to see what you're feeling, see what comes up. Are there emotions? Do you have a color that's coming forward, or a feeling or a sensation? Does it feel scratchy, or does it feel open? How does your throat feel today? And as we sit with this connection into the throat, I want you to go ahead and say, I express myself with clear intent. I express myself with clear intent. Very good. Wonderful. Now you can just take a deep breath in, start bringing yourself back into your space, and just notice, do a little journaling, see what came up for you, and have a little bit of time with your throat today. I would highly recommend doing some journaling throughout the day today. See what comes forward for you. And maybe just sit with your throat for a little while just to see what's coming up, what creates blocks. Um, is your throat in excess or is it blocked? And really kind of understand what's happening with your throat today. So thanks, guys. I will see you tomorrow for the third eye and the crown.